This is the rate of monetary expansion, and this is different than what we typically have in inflation.
Really nice.
Bitcoin maximalist.
Yeah,
That's the way to go.
yeah, until tomorrow.
Until tomorrow.
Tomorrow I will become a shitcoin apologist.
Okay.
Until now I'm a Bitcoin maximalist.
Okay. Let's start. Very nice to meet you here today at Baltic Honeybadger. Just maybe a couple of words about yourself to our audience.
Sure, I'm Giacomo Zucco. I'm known as a Bitcoin maximalist until tomorrow. Tomorrow at Baltic Honeybadger I will give a presentation which is about shitcoin apologism. So I will turn from Bitcoin maximalist to shitcoin apologist. That's a news you can give already. And I mostly do education consulting about Bitcoin since 2013, and I help some open source project with funding and coordination, and that's basically what I do. I'm full-time Bitcoiner since 2013.
Okay, thank you very much. Sounds amazing. Education, how vital it is for the people to know what Bitcoin is, what is a blockchain, why it's important, what do you think?
It is vital. It is also very difficult to provide right now. The first reason it's difficult is that the education level and the information asymmetry is so bad right now that even just distinguish a good educator from a clueless one is difficult for people that is rightly uninformed so far. So there is people outside our bubble is struggling even just to distinguish knowledgeable people, experts from fake experts. So it's an initial phase in education to a new paradigm, and it will take time and effort, and also business-wise to provide this education for money instead of for free is another kind of switch we have to do eventually. Everybody of us basically provided free education for the first 3, 4, 5 years of their Bitcoin activism, but that basically in the long run devaluates and dump the value of what you're providing. If people is getting something for free, they will not give the right value to it. So I think it's encouraging and expected and right that now the best people in Bitcoin are starting to attach some monetary value to the information they are passing. So it will not be easy because everybody now expects us to be evangelists, and we are trying to transform into actual teachers.
But that will actually bring value to the material as well. So
I agree.
if you start putting the monetary value to it, I believe that this is where the person will look at it and say, okay, now I believe, because it's cost me something, there is a valuable information there, rather than just browsing the internet and Googling whatever fit me.
I agree, price is a signal, and it's also often a signal of quality. If something is free, in our case something is free because we are passionate and we want to give, but it could be perceived as a signal that something is worthless.
Yes. What about those conferences? Are they the important bit of the learning curve or not? Or is it enough to just use the internet or podcasts, YouTube channels?
I think they are. Human direct local relationship is still irreplaceable. Maybe it will not be irreplaceable in the future. Right now we are not at the point in which human interaction is completely replaceable by a mediated, internet mediated one. When even just not just for education, but even just to work on an open source project, the quality of interaction that you had after people starting to do real life conferences increased because the amount of information, even non-verbal information, and the amount of trust you can build in close communication is irreplaceable. Of course, that doesn't come for free. There is a trade-off. The more you create physical meeting places, the more you increase centralization risks, the more social dynamics can actually interfere with purely technical dynamics. So there are two proposals. One is technically better, but the guy who proposes that is less good at maintaining social real-life relationships, so the other one can prevail. So it's not without trade-offs, but I think it's very important and we cannot make without it yet.
I also heard some opinions that in order to understand Bitcoin, you have to be a developer. You have to realize what's going on in the code, and you have to understand that. And this is what put most people aside of it. Do you agree with that opinion or not?
So not entirely. First of all, in order to fully understand Bitcoin, you have to be a lot of things. If you are a great developer but you don't understand monetary theory or monetary history, you don't understand Bitcoin. You don't understand what Bitcoin is for. If you are a great developer but you are insensitive to privacy and confidentiality, you don't understand Bitcoin. So there are a lot of things that you have to understand. Probably in order to really understand Bitcoin, you have to have at least a grasp over programming, but especially a branch of programming which is open source programming. Like a developer used to industrial hierarchical development will not really understand the rituals and the practice of open source development. So it's a particular branch of development, but also of course cryptography, at least the basis, and also of course game theory and cyber security and monetary theory and history and game theory. So you have to know a lot of stuff. Let's say that programming is an important part, not maybe to understand Bitcoin, but to contribute to Bitcoin. If you are not a developer, maybe you can still understand and use Bitcoin, but you cannot really pretend to change Bitcoin. People who try to propose ideas for Bitcoin without understanding the code, low level, they should probably be aware that they are not humble enough to understand the trade-off that the developers are making. So if you are a great businessman, you can understand and use Bitcoin, but probably not try to change it, like it happened with like business people trying to change Bitcoin with the New York Agreement attack, for example. And also, if you are not a developer, maybe you may have an hard time securing your Bitcoins after you get it, because you understand the monetary point, you understand everything, but that you cannot really use the tools to secure it. You have to trust somebody else to set up the cold storage for you. That's not really being a developer. Like, you don't have to develop tools, but at least being probably you have to be able to review software, at least to understand how software works, to be able to choose software. If you completely trust your software guy, then right now it's working because the stake is low, but long term it could be a problem.
Okay, and just a final question, which we ask all of our interviewees, just yes or no. Should I invest in Bitcoin?
If it's yes or no, then it's yes.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
And enjoy the Honeybadger.
Thank you.